mission to find survivors.
That's ABC's Britt Clennett in Bangkok. A solid 12 hours. That's how long New Jersey Senator Cory School of Law.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. There we go. Good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. What happened to my thing there? Okay, let's do that. There we go. All right, good morning and welcome again to the WSJM Morning Show video live stream for Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here Eastern Time, and we are in Benton Harbor, Michigan. And we're talking a little bit this morning about Lake Breeze at Sunset. It's coming up in July, and it's going to be at the Shadowland Pavilion. And wow, this is nice. This looks really good. We have a couple of special guests in studio this morning. We have Brian Joseph, who's here. He's the director of sales and marketing at Michigan Pizza Hut, and Jerry Price with Corewell Health, a well-known community impact leader. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah, thank you. It's always great to be here.
How are we doing?
We're doing well. Doing good.
So far, so good. I think I'm finally awake. Yeah, I'm good.
Are you a morning person, Jerry?
I truly am.
Yeah?
4
Okay.
a.m. every morning.
Do you
is my
really?
wake-up time.
Yep.
You get up at 4 a.m.?
Every morning.
How do you get to sleep in like that?
Oh, man, you know what? It's tough. It's tough, but I make it happen.
What do you do? I'm curious about your morning routine. So 4 a.m., what time you get into work?
4 a.m. Days I go to work, I'm on the highway by typically 5:15.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm in my Southfield office by 6:30 a.m.
Wow.
But usually my 4 a.m., first thing I do is watch the news.
Okay.
Or listen to the news.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I start off with every morning. Then about 3 cups of coffee, and then I'm ready for the day. Then you get this wonderful personality after cup 2.5. After cup 2.5.
Yeah. So if you're going through 3 cups of coffee in the morning, maybe we get you an espresso machine.
You know what? Anybody who would like to contribute to my espresso GoFundMe, I will be more than happy to.
Some of
take
these
all
machines,
donations.
the good machines, the fancy machines that pushing like 16 bars of pressure through espresso, you're going to have to get a GoFundMe
Yeah,
going.
you absolutely have to.
They are expensive,
and a mortgage.
I can help you justify it.
It's a work expense, right? It's a work expense.
If the thing lasts at least a year, you can divide that by Starbucks, and you can come out ahead.
I need you to put that in writing so I can bring it to my wife, and just so she knows I have backup on this.
So are you still living on the east side then?
Yeah, so I live right outside of East Lansing,
Okay.
but I work in Southfield. So but still have a house here.
And still very actively involved and called upon many times for things in the community here, including Lake Breeze at Sunset.
Absolutely. We are so excited about our 4th year of Lake Breeze at Sunset.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
These two gentlemen, maybe in Brian, in just a moment, I'll have to get to the news, but then we can ask you just kind of how did this partnership start, and what's the goal? What are we doing here with Lake Breeze? And because you're in 4 years now, so that is a trend, and it's a good trend.
Yes.
It's an exciting trend. And so we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what you've got in store for people this year, and what you need if you need anything. You need anything? Money.
There's always.
How did I know? How did I know? Okay.
These concerts are not cheap to put on.
I bet. In this day and age, Kid Rock was at the White House yesterday helping get people to stop charging outrageous ticket prices for concerts. So you guys have already built that in. This is a good deal.
This is a great deal. We're already ahead of that curve. The best entertainment you can get at the price.
We can't wait. We'll talk about it some more in just a moment. Right here, we're talking with Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. They are the organizers. They're the people who put on Lake Breeze at Sunset. And we'll talk about that in just a few moments right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Right now, we're going to get back to some local news. We're concluding ABC News. We'll get some local sports as well right here on WSJM.
That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning and welcome back to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:05 and it's Tuesday, April 1st. And no fooling, I've got a couple of great guests in the studio right now. I have Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. They are the organizers for, among many other things that they do. They are the organizers of the Lake Breeze Music Festival. It's Lake Breeze at Sunset, and it's coming up in July. and we'll talk about what's going to be happening. We'll talk about the origins of Lake Breeze. We'll talk under your leadership. And we'll talk about who's going to be performing this summer and how you can get involved. So we'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We were talking off the air just a second ago about those storms. They were nasty on Sunday, all across the state.
Horrible. All across the state.
Did you guys get entangled in any of it?
I did, yeah.
What happened, Jerry?
Tons of rain, wind, tree limbs down. Luckily we didn't lose power. So
good.
So that was great. But yeah, we're just bracing ourselves for this next round to come tomorrow. So
I tell you,
yeah.
And then that ice storm up in the tip of the mitten. Did you see this? 10 counties. The governor declared a state of emergency.
Yeah, this is, it's that time of year. It's going to be 80 degrees on one day and then 37 the next.
Was it too early to plant the tomatoes? Should I not have done this last weekend?
That's why I stopped eating tomatoes. That's why I just stopped.
All right. We'll talk some more with Jerry Price and Brian Joseph in just a moment. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We'll talk about Lake Breeze at sunset. It's coming up in July, but we're talking about it now because you're going to be excited to find out who is headlining it, who's performing there. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. First, the weather forecast for today. We are looking at partly cloudy conditions, a high of 47, east winds light, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, cloudy skies, a 50% chance of rain developing this evening, a low around 37 degrees. Still that wind from the east. It's going to gust up to 30 miles per hour. And then Wednesday's forecast tomorrow is storm day. Be ready for it. Cloudy skies, 100% chance of showers and storms. Some of those storms are going to be strong. The way it's looking on the radar right now, at least some of the prediction models that they're showing us, looks a lot like what we saw on Sunday, which is not good. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you informed. Stay tuned to WSJM for that. The high is supposed to be around 66 degrees on Wednesday, but it's going to be windy. Some south winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 35, and hopefully that's where they stay. Not like what we saw over the weekend where you had over 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom this morning, the National Weather Service confirms there were 4 tornadoes that touched down across Michigan as part of Sunday's severe storms. 2 of those were in our region. Officials confirmed an EF1 tornado in a field west of Conrad Road near Edwardsburg in Cass County. According to Weather Service officials, the tornado moved northeast toward Edwardsburg Primary School at about 4:52 p.m., It damaged several homes and businesses. It uprooted a number of trees, knocked out a bunch of power. Winds reportedly reached 100 miles per hour, and the tornado went northeast for just over 2 miles on the ground in about 3 minutes. The most significant damage was reported along Daly Road. There was another tornado confirmed, this one over in Kent County, south of Grand Rapids in Gaines Township. It happened at 5:42 p.m. That twister was rated an EF0, so it meant that it packed winds of up to 80 miles per hour. It tracked northeast on the ground for about 4.2 miles before dissipating about 5 minutes later. There were also 2 tornadoes confirmed in Ingham County, south of Lansing. Weather officials there say they rated at EF0 and EF1. They caused damage to a number of structures, knocked out a bunch of power, ripped off the roof of a 2-story house and a whole bunch of other little structures. Gusts up to 110 miles per hour. So it is severe stuff. So hopefully that will not happen again. We still have power outages here in Southwest Michigan. As of this morning, Tuesday morning, I&M still had about 11,000 Indiana customers out of power and about 7,200 Southwest Michigan customers looking to get their service restored. They were hoping to get a majority of folks back on by tonight, but they say some of the smaller and more remote areas are going to have to wait a little bit longer. Other news, the Michigan Department of Transportation is planning an open house for next week to tell the public about the latest plans for the reconstruction of Main Street in downtown St. Joseph. MDOT's Nick Sharippa tells us the plan is to rebuild the road in 2027, and this will be a once-in-a-generation kind of project.
We are rebuilding a segment of M63 I-94 Business Loop in St. Joe. We are essentially changing Fort Street and Ship Street to, we think, 2-way streets instead of 2 1-way streets, and then rebuilding M63 between the Blossom Lane Bridge and Central Avenue.
Sharippa says the project will mean traffic changes and new routes for pedestrians once all of that's finished. As MDOT planned the work, it held multiple public hearings and meetings to find out what residents want. Some of those ideas have now been incorporated into the plan, and that's what will be presented next week.
We haven't finished the plan by any stretch, but it's now further developed because of that input. So we want to roll out that updated concept to folks.
Sharippa says MDOT engineering staff and consultants will be on hand for an open house to answer questions and take additional suggestions. The open house will be at the St. Joseph City Hall next Tuesday, April 8th. From 4:30 to 6 p.m., and it says the public is invited to attend, so lots to learn there. Dining options in the Stevensville area are growing, reportedly. WSJM's Andrew Green has this report.
We can now confirm that a Taco Bell is being built in Stevensville on the same site of the former Long John Silver's that's now been torn down. Lincoln Township building official Jim Pfeiffer tells us the permit's now been approved for the Taco Bell, and construction of the new restaurant at 4604 Red Arrow Highway should begin as soon as the site is cleared of the old Long John Silver's material. The demolition took place over the weekend. Meanwhile, Taco Bell isn't the only new fast food joint coming to Lincoln Township. Pfeiffer tells us the township has also just approved a permit for a new Jimmy John's to go next to the Culver's at 4507 Red Arrow Highway. The Jimmy John's will be on the north side of Culver's, where a real estate office used to be. Construction equipment is already on the site for the Jimmy John's work to begin soon. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
7:11, it's the WSJM morning show. So the bottom line on that news story, people got to eat.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Taco Bell and a Jimmy John's and all kinds. I mean, the Culver's went away. The McDonald's went away. You know, the strange thing about that, and I just say that because I know you're Pizza Hut, and I mean, it's food related, but that McDonald's location, you can't have another food establishment in that location for 20 years. Do you know that?
No.
That was written into their property thing. Yeah. So you can't put another food establishment in that location at that empty McDonald's building for 20 years. What are you going to put there? I don't know what you're going to put there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that.
See, I learn something new every time I come here. I'm like, you know what? This is just the best way to start the day. Learning new knowledge. I love it.
Jerry Price, he's our newest staff member. He'll be joining us at the team of the WSJM Morning Show. No, good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. We've got Jerry Price and Brian Joseph in the studio. We're going to talk about Lake Breeze at Sunset and a few other things because it's April 1st. No, I promise I'm not going to prank you at all.
Okay, good.
You sure?
Good.
Well, no. Okay.
We started off shaky this morning, so I'm trusting you now, Ken. I'm really putting my trust in you.
We've got some sports. We're going to catch up. We've got the latest right now coming. Dave Wolf is out, so we've got the latest from the Michigan News Network.
The Tigers use a 6-run first to beat the Mariners.
Okay, sorry, we're back on the video live stream. No, I won't prank because I mean I was warned yesterday that no one gains radio ratings, if they do the pranks, and many people lose jobs. So
yeah, that is true. That is true. And we like you, Ken. We don't want you to be out there, with a sign, on Napier. We want you here in your home.
Radio host for hire.
Voice for hire.
Voice for hire. Exactly. Well, good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show video live stream. Let's say good morning to Bill, good morning to Mike, and the others who have joined us. And Stephanie said good morning, as I mentioned.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Steph.
So the full disclosure, my wife and Jerry Price worked on the Sons and Daughters Committee for a couple of years at least.
For a few years, yes, and had a great time.
Yeah, and so giving out good scholarships and having a good, So
and Stephanie is definitely the better half of that relationship. So just putting that out there, Stephanie, so you know whose side I'm on.
Thank you.
Payback.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Very well.
What's going on in your world?
Oh, you name it, it's happening.
Yeah?
Yeah. Never a dull moment in the pizza business.
Yeah?
Never.
Okay.
But Jerry and I are planning the big event that we love to do, and this is our 4th year doing Lake Breeze at Sunset. So lots going on.
This is really exciting. So you've got the website. If you want more information about this, we're gonna talk about a lot during the interview, but I'll give you the website right now. It's lakebreeze@sunset.com, and Breeze is BREEZE at Sunset, lakebreeze@sunset.com. And I guess that's the way you always spell Breeze. But it looked funny to me today. I gotta have more coffee.
Yeah, reading is fundamental.
Reading is fundamental today.
Yes.
Lake Breeze at Sunset happens on Saturday, July 12th. Are tickets on sale yet?
Yes, tickets are on sale. They can go to the website and purchase tickets, or they can go to Eventbrite and type in Lake Breeze at Sunset. It'll pull right up so they can buy their 8, 10, 12, 20 tickets.
Awesome.
Whatever that amount is.
Yeah.
We are ready.
What are the different levels that you can buy tickets at?
There are 2 different ticket levels.
Okay.
So you have your reserve seat, which is no trouble. You come in, your seat is there, reserved, your aisle number.
I love
you can
that.
pick where you want to sit, or you can bring in your own chair. So there are 2 levels. So reserve seating, and then you bring your own chair level at very reasonable prices.
Very good. And there's nothing like that $1 million view when you're watching the concert.
Yes.
And you've got the channel right behind the stage, and you've got the sunset happening at the same time. So we'll talk all about that right now. It's going to come back on the radio, and we're talking about Lake Breeze at Sunset. We've got Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. Lake Breeze at Sunset. It's coming up Saturday, July 12th. You'll hear all about who's going to be playing there next on the WSJM Morning Show.
7. And then tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms off and on through the day. Some of them strong to severe with high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's 7:16. It's the WSJM Morning Show for your Tuesday, April 1st. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. I'm fortunate enough to be joined this morning by Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. They're here in the studio this morning. They are among the many things that they are, the many wonderful things and community leadership that they demonstrate. They are also the organizers of Lake Breeze at Sunset. It's happening this July at Shadowland Pavilion. Mark your calendar for Saturday, July 12th. And we're going to learn in a moment who is going to be playing there. But first, I just want to just to ground people in what Lake Breeze at Sunset is. What is it, and how did you 2 individuals get together and start this 4 years ago? More than 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Brian Joseph, go.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk about, this great, concert that Jerry and I started in 2022. And, it's great music. It's great food. It's the way to bring people into our community who've never been here. Yeah. And for those, that live here, it's an opportunity to have some great music, as well as great food. But it's a beautiful, beautiful venue, the Shadowland Pavilion. And, sometimes you don't see a lot of people until you have a gathering like this, so it's always good to see people you haven't seen in a while, people laughing, people congregating, and just having a great time. And that's part of, this great event that Jerry and I have been doing. And this is the 4th annual Lake Breeze at Sunset. And Jerry and I love doing it.
Yeah, tell me how you got together to do this. What was the idea behind it? How did it get started?
Well, Jerry and I started out literally doing the Senior PGA Community Concert in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, 2014. And thanks to people like Deb O'Connor and the folks out at Whirlpool who said, hey, we want to do a concert. And we want to tap Jerry and myself as co-chairs of it. And so we did 2014, 16, 18. And right around 18, Jerry and I said, you know what? Eventually we need to do something because the concert is not going to last forever. Yeah. And then we'd have people come and ask us, well, why is it that you guys wait every 2 years to do these concerts? Well, when you're talking about acts like the OJs and the Whispers and Morris Day and Jeffrey Osborne, I mean, these are acts that, demand, a nice price tag, talent fee.
Yes.
And
it takes a lot to get them here.
It takes a lot to get here and to house them. Transportation, stage lighting. I mean, it's a huge task to take on. Luckily, we're fortunate to have KitchenAid and Whirlpool in town who footed the bill. So that was a free concert. So Jerry and I decided, well, why don't we form our own company, Vision Entertainment Group, and come in with some really great regional artists and national artists, at a great price point for folks. You hear their music on Sirius Radio, on Watercolors, and so the first concert was in 2022, and after 2 years of delay, we looked at the weather forecast on that Monday or Tuesday?
Monday or Tuesday,
and we had storms coming.
Oh, no.
We had 60, 70 mile per hour winds. So we decided, okay, we need to move this to the college because we were not going to be deterred the third year of putting off this concert. So we moved it to the college. Still had a great time, and it was beautiful. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and before we knew it, it's like, okay, here's the second year. And the second year, we finally had it at Shadowland Pavilion, and Jerry and I, we were just elated to have it at Shadowland. You can't beat that venue.
You can. I've seen the concert there, the Lake Breeze Music Festival there, and I tell you, just sitting there you've got the grass that you're sitting in, you've got the water behind you, you've got the water over there, you've got the sunset, you've got the great music. It's like, why can't we do this every day?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, right?
Beautiful.
It's hard to believe at times that we call this home, right? Yeah. People travel the globe to have that scenery, to have that feeling, to have that view, and this is our everyday view. So can't beat it. Can't beat it, Ken.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. So Lake Breeze at sunset is going to be happening this year on Saturday, July 12th. I know there are a lot of stories that we want to tell, but let's not keep people waiting any longer. Who are the artists that are going to be playing at this year's Lake Breeze?
This year we have one of our favorites, saxophonist Tim Cunningham.
Okay.
Who's going to open. Tim has played the senior PGA a couple times, and he's done some fundraisers for Ben Harbor area schools. Former Atlantic recording artist, contract with Coors Brewing Company, Super Bowl parties. I mean, just a dynamic human being and a phenomenal artist.
I'm looking here. He opened for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So he's been hanging with some good people.
Yeah, in fact, the second
Dave Koz as well.
Dave Koz. He opened up for the OJs for the senior PGA.
Yeah,
and did a phenomenal job.
So he can hold his own.
Yeah, he can hold his own. I mean, I don't care who it is out there, a sax player. He can hold his own, and he is excited about coming back and performing at the Shadowland Pavilion. And then the headliner is Cindy Bradley. For those of you who can remember, Cindy Bradley performed the last concert for you guys' radio station, which was Smooth Jazz. That Gil Olsen, the whole crew did, and that was the last concert in 2019.
Yeah, right before COVID.
Right before COVID. Yeah. And she's a school teacher, but she's a phenomenal trumpet player, getting airplay again on Sirius Radio, and extremely talented, and just a really, really great person.
Cindy Bradley has had 8 #1 Billboard singles.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Contemporary jazz.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
And she's going to be playing right here at Shadowland.
Yep. She is the headliner.
That is awesome.
She's the headliner. Tim's going to open for her. So we're just looking for a phenomenal night. In fact, you may not know this, and the listeners may not know this, but when Cindy performed here back in 2019, the next morning she flew to St. Louis, where Tim Cunningham lives, and she was part of the St. Louis Jazz Festival. And Tim and his band performed with her. They were the band for her, because a lot of these artists, they do have their own band, but sometimes they'll go to a city and they will assemble, a local band to perform to back them up, just to save some cost. And Tim called me the next day and said, Brian, we knocked it out the ballpark. Cindy wanted him to go on tour with her.
Wow.
That's how it was, just explosive.
I'm sensing they're going to have some, they're going to play together on the stage.
Well,
is that
we can't let all the secrets out. We can't let all the secrets out. We want people to come.
I'm just thinking they've had to have a history of playing together. So. No, that's super. Yeah. That's fantastic.
And this is kind of their reunion of sorts, right? Which is one reason we put this this headlining duo together.
Yeah.
That experience in St. Louis for both of them was so amazing that if you come to Lake Breeze at Sunset, you're going to see one of the best concerts you will ever see with these two. The chemistry is amazing.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So again, that is coming up. It's Lake Breeze at Sunset, and tickets are on sale. They can get them right now?
They can get them right now, as many as they want or need. They make perfect birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, all of those great things. So it is available at our website at lakebreezeatsunset.com, or you can go on Eventbrite and type in Lake Breeze at Sunset.
It's happening on Saturday, July 12th, 2025. So this July, July 12th, Saturday. That's the same weekend as the Krasl Art Fair.
Same weekend.
And so you're going to want to get your tickets early.
Get your tickets early,
because the tens of thousands of people who come in for the art fair are going to be wanting some entertainment that evening, which is great that you put that on.
Right? Yeah. It's great. It's, to me, it's one of the best weekends Southwest Michigan has to offer.
Yeah.
You get the art fair that is one of the best in the country. You get the venue, Lake Michigan, the breeze, beautiful music, food, wine, and me and Brian. What it doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better.
It is the hot ticket for the summer, Ken.
The very modest Jerry Price.
Yes, that's what I love about Jerry.
Hey, we have to have fun. We have to have fun, right?
Absolutely. So now the food, you keep mentioning the food. What kind of food do you have a plan for that yet?
Yes, we do. Okay. We are recruiting our last few vendors, but the Brick House will be there with their food trucks. We always like to do local, right?
Okay.
So we have our local businesses. So the Brick House will be there. La Chula will be there.
Nice.
Pepsi will be there,
okay.
and they're also a sponsor. And we're working on a couple more to confirm, so you can have music, drink, food, everything that you want on a Saturday evening.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's coming up on Saturday, July 12th. You can get tickets right now. You can take a look at them at lakebreezeatsunset.com. And you have in-kind sponsorships and custom packages available on request.
Oh, absolutely.
Talk about that?
Yeah, we will do it all. Our platinum sponsor, of course, is Sturgis Bank, so we want to thank them again.
Sure.
But if you are a local business and you want to activate your brand, there's no better way to do it than at Lake Breeze at Sunset. We have a following of thousands of people. We have people that come in from 18 different states to see this concert. So it is a great way. So if you need sponsorship or you want to be part of the Lake Breeze family, do not hesitate to reach out. You can reach us via our website at lakebreezeatsunset.com. Leave us a message, and we'll be sure to return that call. We want you to be part of the family.
Yeah. Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. We're talking with Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. They are bringing to us Lake Breeze at Sunset. Again, it's coming up at Shadowland Pavilion on Saturday, July 12th. So plan ahead. That's the same weekend as the Krasl Art Fair on the Bluff. And so you're going to want to make sure that you get your tickets early. We're going to continue this conversation in just a moment on the video live stream. We're going to get our news as well. We've got the Bloomberg Market Minute coming up. We've got our ABC News for World and National. We've got our local news from the WSJM Newsroom and Sports. It's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Happy April Fool's Day.
My name is Tammy Gould. I'm the Executive Director.
All right, continuing our conversation. Thank you. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. How hard was it getting these artists to sign up? What's that process like when you decide? I mean, how do you decide? Okay, we know we want jazz. We know we want draws. What do you do?
Well, I can honestly say I had nothing to do.
Here we go.
Ken, I will not lie to you. I had
nothing
to do with the selection of the artist. This guy,
it was all
he
Jerry.
Called me and he said, "These are the artists we need to go with for next year.
Wow.
What do you think?"
Okay.
I'm like, Jerry, it's a no-brainer. Seriously.
When was that?
Oh, this was probably almost October last October.
Last October.
Last October,
so
you
we
were already
start
planning for it.
preparing.
Yeah.
We start preparing. As soon as we wrap up that Monday
Wow.
afterwards, we start scouring and looking
Yeah.
and getting, our fan feedback too, right?
Yeah.
So this was really some fan feedback. And
What'd
there's a
they say?
cool story that I can share too.
Yeah, please.
So given Cindy's last time here was the last, Smooth Jazz at
Yep.
Sunset concert.
Yeah.
And we talked about, we need to pay homage and legacy to that great work, right? So what would it be like to have Cindy back for this 4th year, and knowing that her and Tim had this great chemistry? Hey, let's reunite that back here in St. Joe, Michigan, on the beach, and give people this special treat. So it really
That's cool.
came together seamlessly, and we're already looking at 2027 now in terms of artists. As
Who
well.
we getting for 27?
Well,
Who we getting for 26?
Ken for a $50,000 sponsorship.
You let me
I'll
into the
be
tent.
more than happy to tell anyone that answer.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever thought about having more than one of these a summer? I know it's a lot.
Well,
Hey, come up to the microphone.
Oh, you have to remember, we both have jobs.
All right. I know. Hire somebody.
But with
Hire a radio
sponsorship,
station.
anything is possible, right?
Anything's possible, Ken.
Our ultimate goal is really, for us as music lovers, is to make sure that our area is seen as the go-to place for world-class music.
Yeah.
And the more we can build this, the more this grows, then that possibility is definitely there. We want this to be the destination place when anybody across this country talks about music, beauty, lake, water, food, fun. The first thing they think about is here.
I love that.
So that's our goal.
And of course, how they're treated. Because I can tell you this, a guy I think a lot of people know, his name is Tony DeLappa, who had the CD store, Music Matters in St. Joe, was the person who did the first concert at the Shadowland. Okay. And that was the year 2000. And Randy Root from Barron County was the guy who actually, worked with the state to get the funds in the city of St. Joe and Barron County to get it built. And to this day, that stage looks almost like it did when it got built because it's well preserved, well taken care of. Yeah. And every artist who's ever come here, they talk about how they're treated. Between Gail Lawson and the whole crew here at the radio station, the Tony DeLappa, they love coming here because of the way they get treated and the venue and the warmness and just the beauty of this community. They don't get this type of treatment when they go to the big cities because it has a total different vibe to it. Yeah. So the word gets out, you need to perform and come to St. Joe.
I love that. All right, we're talking with Brian Joseph and Jerry Price. They are the organizers of Lake Breeze at Sunset. It's coming up in July. Tickets are on sale now. If you want more information about it, what we're talking about, it's at lakebreezeatsunset.com, lakebreezeatsunset.com. We're going to continue this conversation in just a couple of moments, and maybe we'll ask for some stories about previous events.
Oh, yeah, we got
that
some
you
good
want to share.
stories.
Okay, we'll come back in just a minute right here on WSJM.
0.1% yesterday. President Trump has signed an executive order aimed at cracking down on ticket scalping and fees. The president was joined in the Oval Office by singer Kid Rock, who said computer bot purchases of tickets were hurting artists and their fans. And Hooters has filed for bankruptcy. The casual dining brand, known for its chicken wings and skimpy server uniforms, has struggled to lure customers. Hooters founders plan to make the chain more family-friendly. Futures are lower this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show. See, sometimes I got the microphones, I got to put them back up. So we have to, All right. It's 29 degrees and sunny skies actually are expected here in just a couple of minutes. 29 degrees in Benton Harbor. It's because we had clear skies this morning. It was beautiful, but a little bit cold. St. Joseph, 30 degrees. South Haven, 28 degrees. 28 in Dowagiac. New Buffalo, 29 degrees. Buchanan, 29 degrees. Forecast for today, we are expecting some clouds to move in. A partly cloudy day. High around 47, east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. So nothing really much happening today. Tonight, we're going to get a little bit of a change. Some cloudy skies moving in. 50% chance of rain developing this evening. They pushed the severe storms out into Wednesday. So we have a low tonight, probably around 37 degrees. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. That's prepping for Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be a cloudy day. Tomorrow, we have a 100% chance of showers and storms. Some of those storms, unfortunately, are going to be strong tomorrow. High around 66 degrees, south winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 35. And then we'll clear those out on Thursday. Mostly cloudy still, but just a slim chance of rain and a high around 60. We have more coming up in just a moment. We'll get our local news. But first, the latest world and national news from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The tariffs promised by President Trump are set to go into effect tomorrow, but it's not clear how much they will be, on what products, and what countries will be affected. Here's ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce with more.
Economists warn that tariffs on products from other countries are taxes paid by American businesses, who then pass the cost along to consumers by raising prices, which could skyrocket on everything from electronics to produce, apparel, and also cars, with Trump's 25% tariff on imported cars and auto parts also set to take effect later this week.
Cory Booker talking for more than 12 hours on the Senate floor, protesting the tariffs going into effect without congressional approval, and what he says is the Trump administration's disregard for the rule of law. New clues in the possible cause of death for 14-year-old Miller Gardner, son of former Yankee star Brett Gardner. Now investigators think it might be a case of carbon monoxide poisoning. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's the WSJM Morning Show. 7:36 is the time, and I'm Ken Lundberg. Thanks for joining me. In just a moment, we'll get back to our interview. We're having a great time talking with Jerry Price and Brian Joseph. We're talking about Lake Breeze at sunset. It's not too early to be thinking about buying some concert tickets for Lake Breeze at sunset. It's coming up on Saturday, July 12th.
Yes.
That's the same weekend as the Krasl Art Fair, Art on the Bluff, and it's going to be a fantastic show. You've got Tim Cunningham, who's opening. He's a former Michigan State football player.
Yes, he is.
Who picked up the saxophone and never looked back. And he's opened for Dave Koz, for Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's played here locally as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He played at the senior PGA as well, at the free concerts there. And he's opening for Cindy Bradley, who is a contemporary jazz star. She's had 8 #1 Billboard singles, and she plays the trumpet. You know, I play the trumpet. I do. I have 2 trumpets.
So is that a hit that you should be our opener?
I'm just saying.
just saying.
I've got a trumpet. I've got 3 mouthpieces because I got a big mouth. So no. But this is great. We look forward to seeing Cindy Bradley and Tim Cunningham. It's going to be at Lake Breeze at sunset, Saturday, July 12th. We'll continue that conversation. We got a couple of stories that Jerry and Brian are going to share with us here in just a moment. But first, a preview of the news that we have coming up. At the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, the National Weather Service confirms 4 tornadoes touched down across Michigan as part of Sunday's severe storms. They caused some destruction. They knocked out a bunch of power to a couple 100,000 folks across Michigan. Mm-hmm. We still have more than 10,000, 11,000 people without power in Indiana and 7,000 people without power in southwest Michigan from Indiana Michigan Power. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and what the National Weather Service found and what we have coming up for tomorrow as far as storms go. We also have in the news this morning, Benton Harbor Mayor Marcus Muhammad hoping something can be done to bring back at least a portion of the $20 million federal grant that was awarded to Southwest Michigan Planning Commission and Benton Harbor for a variety of projects. That grant has been rescinded, so Mayor Marcus Muhammad said that's unconstitutional. We'll hear from the mayor. We'll also hear from Congressman Bill Huizenga. Our area congressman says he's going to have staff look into the matter, but he does find the grant award overall pretty peculiar. So we'll have those stories and more coming up at 8 o'clock this morning right here on the WSJM Morning Show. It's 7:39. We've got sports coming up after a look at state news.
The Michigan News Network.
Okay, and so we were trying to figure out who was your lifeguard friend.
Yep.
And it was, let me look here real quick, Scott.
Yeah, I'm good friends with him and his sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Scott was a lifeguard with you when you were at the YMCA. Talk about your time here in the community. You were here until what? 2 years ago? A year ago?
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
2.5. Has it been that long already?
Yeah. So born and raised here, proud 1990 graduate of Benton Harbor High School.
Yeah.
Spent about 15 years with the YMCAs, about 3.5 years with United Way of Southwest Michigan, and then got recruited over to Corewell in 2018.
Okay.
So, yeah. And now I'm still with Corewell and overseeing some hospital work in our East region, so the Metro Detroit area.
Okay. So, yeah. That's keeping you busy.
It is, but it's great work. Great work, but it's always good to come home.
Yeah.
It is always great to come home.
And we appreciate you coming over early this morning, making the trip over here to Benton Harbor. And Brian, for those who don't know you, just give a snapshot of your background as well, please.
Well, I'm actually in my 28th year at Michigan Pizza Hut. And prior to that, I was the manager for Tim Cunningham.
Okay.
For 9 years.
Wait a second.
Yes.
So you were his manager?
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean,
did you tell me that before? I don't think you told me that. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go back. I have tape. I'll go back to the tape.
So, I was instrumental in securing a record deal for Tim with Atlantic Records.
That is so cool.
At the same time, Gerald Albright was on Atlantic Records.
Okay.
And secured a deal with Coors Brewing Company. And wherever Coors had big events, St. Lucia Jazz Festival, Cancun, wherever they had beverage conventions, Tim was the music for the night.
What a life that must have been.
Oh, it was
What
phenomenal.
was that? So did you go with him on these excursions?
Yes.
I'm sorry, on this work?
Yes.
I think you had it right the first time.
Yeah. I'm the guy that booked all the gigs, booked the hotels, booked the plane tickets for the band, the whole 9 yards.
Because when you're talking about a company like Coors, or let's say Anheuser-Busch, or any of the big, huge beverage companies, they make sure they've got top-notch, type flight, everything is right.
Yes,
for their events, and so you're escorting Tim Cunningham around the world.
Around the world, and the other company I secured a deal with was Disney down in Orlando, Florida. So Tim would go down once a quarter and perform at the Pleasure Island Jazz Club.
How cool is that? Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
So it was pretty cool. And what I'll make this real quick.
Yeah.
The two guys that signed Tim to the deal at Coors Brewing Company. Moses Brewer and Ivan Burwell, they played basketball at the University of Denver with a guy by the name of David Atkins.
Oh, wow.
Sinbad.
Oh, wow.
Small world.
Wow.
Yeah, small world.
No kidding.
So that is why, this whole music thing is just, really huge for me.
Yeah.
Plus, my dad used to sing with Mahalia Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
In Chicago. And so we used to go to her house. So I can't play. I can't sing, but I know it sounds good.
Did you ever try to play an instrument?
Oh, I actually played drums in junior high. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Drums
I was okay, but I just knew that, hey, you need to.
Some bands now have drums.
Yes.
But they're making a comeback.
Yeah, I think they're going to pick up.
They're making a comeback.
No, Dave Grohl. He was the drummer for Nirvana, and now look at him, Foo Fighters, headlining Foo Fighters.
There you go.
Yeah, he's done okay.
Yeah. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
You can see my musical tastes go.
We see. Hey, it's all good.
But
It's
I
all
love
good
jazz.
stuff.
I love
Yes.
jazz.
Yeah.
And when I saw that Tim Cunningham opened for Dave Koz here, I was thrilled because I love Dave Koz and Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, who doesn't love Earth, Wind and Fire?
Yeah.
Where has Cindy Bradley? So she's got 8 #1 Billboard singles.
Yes.
Any that I might recognize? Any that we might recognize for non-jazz, mainstream jazz people?
Well, yeah. I mean, not.
I'll have to go out
and
do some research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And,
look forward to it. That's great.
and Tim. So, have you ever seen Tim perform live before?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, you're going to be in
Okay.
for a treat.
Yeah?
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Tim Cunningham is a beast.
Oh man.
He is a beast. You do not want to miss this guy.
Can I share with you my one run-in with the jazz saxophonist? You're going to hate me for this.
Okay, no, I got to hear this now.
Seriously.
Yeah,
So I was
I'm
working at a radio station out in Seattle, and on this particular morning, I had to sub in as the news person for the adult contemporary station, and they had a special guest coming in that morning, and he and I share the same first name, and so we got up in a conversation. He goes by the name Kenny G. And so we got it. I'm sitting there doing the news. I do my news thing.
Yeah.
And he on the air he says, you're Ken. I'm a Kenny. What do your parents call you? He asks me this, and I say, well, my parents call me Kenny.
Yeah.
My brother, he calls me, my mom, she calls me Kenneth when she gets mad.
Yeah, of
and
course.
and then Kenny G turns to me and he says, well, my parents call me a blank hole when they're mad at me and that's most of the time.
I know you're like, okay.
I was like, okay.
That's not the story I was hoping for, Kenny, but
we'll go with it.
We'll go with it.
But I love the music. I love the jazz genre. I'm just not well schooled on it.
That's okay.
Oh, well, see, it's a great genre, and we love all music. I grew up, so my dad was a country music fan.
Okay,
so I grew up on George Jones, Charlie Pride, Alabama, watching Hee Haw every Sunday.
Oh yeah, Hee Haw.
Mom was Motown, so Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, all of that.
You were exposed to a lot.
So I had it all. Wow. So I love all genres of music.
That's fantastic. All right, we're going to get back on the radio. We're going to continue this in just a moment. Hopefully you can top my story because my story was very bad. But we'll come back in just a moment. Brian Joseph, Jerry Price. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mostly sunny skies to start today. We'll add in clouds this afternoon with light winds still, but cool temperatures. We end up at 47. Cloudy skies overnight tonight. We'll see chances of rain after midnight. We'll drop down to 37. And then tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms off and on through the day. Some of them strong to severe with high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
It is. You are friends.
Friends. I've never had a friend. I feel special now.
That's it. I'm done. All right. No, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. It's 7:48. We have 29 degrees in Benton Harbor, 29 in St. Joseph, 28 in South Haven right now. And my friends in the studio this morning, because it's Ken and Friends, Jerry Price, JP. May I call you JP
you
since
sure
we're friends?
Can. Thank you.
Bless you.
Yes.
And Brian Joseph. So
or BJ.
Okay, I'll call you BJ. I'll call you JP.
Yeah.
Okay,
there it is.
Very good. And they're joining me this morning because we're talking about Lake Breeze at Sunset. I'm sharing horrible stories from my past about jazz and my taste in music, but they're sharing the great information about Lake Breeze at Sunset, which is coming up on Saturday, July 12th at Shadowland Pavilion in St. Joseph. If you've never seen a concert at Shadowland Pavilion, it's outdoors. They got an open stage there. You've got the sunset behind you. You got the water. It's beautiful. And the acoustics, fantastic.
Primo.
It is really a nice place to listen to quality music.
Yes.
And you've got Tim Cunningham, who will be opening for Cindy Bradley. Those are the artists who are going to be at Lake Breeze at Sunset this July. And you want to go through your sponsors real quick, or you want to go to the story first?
Let's do sponsors quick, and then I'll lead right into a couple stories. So again, this doesn't happen without the great support of local business. Yeah. So our presenting sponsor is Sturgis Bank. They have been with us from the very beginning.
Yes.
Southwest Michigan Tourist Council. Absolutely phenomenal way to promote the area. Mm-hmm. We have a new sponsor that signed on this year, so Good Boy Vodka. Thank you for being part of the Lake Breeze family. We also have Signature Hyundai is on board with us again. So love the fact that local businesses are truly supporting and being part of what makes Southwest Michigan so special.
That is a great sponsor list.
Yes, and it's growing.
And it's growing.
That's
and
fantastic.
Your name can be listed too, right? I had to go into my real
Absolutely.
radio voice this
Go
morning.
for it. Yeah.
So, but part of it, right? We were just joking about the Ken and friends, and,
yes,
and we're friends, right?
Yes.
What's so cool about Lake Breeze is it is a place and time that it is no restriction on the love that is available, right? So last year's concert, right? As you can imagine, Brian and I are running around doing a million things. I saw some folks I knew. They pulled me into the crowd. They're dancing and laughing and joking. Anybody who knows me knows I can't dance. So I was just swaying from side to side, right?
Were you snapping your fingers?
Yeah, I was snapping my fingers. I was swaying, just hoping I was on beat. And it was this like group of like 20 or 30 folks just laughing and dancing. So I asked my friends, I didn't know you were bringing people here with you. And they were like, Jerry, we just met them here tonight.
Nice.
And I'm like, you would have thought they'd known each other for 20 years. And the cool part about that, they connected and they are purchasing tickets together so they can sit next to each other again this year. That's the power of music. That's the power of this community. That doesn't happen in every community. That's the power that this community has. And that's what real music, real friendship, and the love of growing together means, right? So that's what Lake Breeze is for us. It's also a way to bring people together.
Yeah.
To have those conversations. If you can dance together, you can talk together. If you can talk together, you can be friends. So Ken, you're not my friend.
I love that. I love that. Just you don't want to see my dancing, but because you mentioned about life in Southwest Michigan and why we love it here, that is my cue to say this is part of the Moody on the Market update, which is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And for the Moody on the Market update, we talk about business updates, we talk about life in Southwest Michigan and why we love it here, and we talk about interesting people you should know. I think we hit all three buckets today.
I think we did.
Absolutely. Brian, go.
Yeah, I want to just say that Jerry and I have been really blessed, to have such great friends and friendships. My relationship with Bob Birch goes back to the early 90s of playing basketball over at the Y in St. Joe.
Yeah.
My relationship, with Bill Crowder goes back many, many years when Signature first opened up, and so when we talk about, relationships, and the love in this community, that says it all. And it's all long-term relationships, that Jerry and I have had with a lot of great people, and they trust us. They know us. They know at the end of the day that we're going to put out a great product because we have a history with them and history with the community. So, we just want to, again, hats off to Bob Birch and, Leanne over at Sturgis, and of course, our new friends over at Good Boy Vodka, and of course, Bill Crowder. I mean, just phenomenal people.
Yeah.
So
and
thank you.
Absolutely. And we thank you for being part of the community. I mean, this is part of the community fabric here.
It is.
Having this kind of cultural addition, a positive for our community is fantastic, and we love it. And you do this, I think, out of the goodness of your hearts, because I see every year the work that you two put into this and everyone around you puts into this. It's a lot. and you take great risk, and you give great reward basically to the community. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Well, but you all started.
Yeah, we have to say that we took the mantle from a legacy that was built from hard work. So Midwest
Gail
Family
Olson.
Broadcasting, Gail
and
Olson.
Others.
We're walking in your footsteps.
Exactly. From 2003 to 2019, 16 years of the radio station bringing in phenomenal artists. And so we're just, trying to, continue what you guys started and make you guys proud.
All right. Well, we are very happy that you're doing this, and we'll continue to talk about it in just a moment. We'll wrap up this interview, but it's Lake Breeze at Sunset. You can just go to the website for more information, lakebreezeatsunset.com. The event is happening on Saturday, July 12th. Get your tickets. Tim Cunningham, Cindy Bradley. Cindy Bradley is leading it. She plays the trumpet. Tim Cunningham plays the saxophone, formerly managed by Brian Joseph. Who knew?
Who knew?
Good connection there, by the way. We'll finish this interview in just a moment right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so I was just informed. I was just informed by Brian that I am going to be escorted out of the building in 5 minutes or less. And JP and Brian are going to take over the show. That's fine. That's fine. You got time?
We have to give the people what the people want, right? That's what they're asking for. That's what they're asking for.
That's fantastic. Is there anything that you would do differently with this concert every year? Is there anything that you think, we're going to do this. We know it's going to be amazing. We know it's going to be outstanding. We're going to hit it out of the park. But should we also do that? Who's that person in this relationship?
Yeah, I think that's both of us, right? What's so cool about Lake Breeze is that, we just talked about, making friends. Mm-hmm. People feel so comfortable talking to us and giving us things and pointers. One reason our name has changed, right? It used to be Lake Breeze Music Festival.
Yeah.
People talked about, the sunset. Oh my God, the sunset is so beautiful. And wasn't there a concert here before? And we were like, you know what? Let's pay homage to what started, but also listen to the feedback. Mm-hmm. Lake Breeze at Sunset. It's about the lake. It's about the breeze. It's about the beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
Right. And we get recommendations for artists. And our goal is to really grow this and possibly add, some golf to it as well and make it a whole experience weekend.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Because we want to grow business too.
Yeah.
We love supporting our local restaurants. There's not a day that goes by that we don't get an email or a text message from concert goers who say, where's the best place to go? We send them right to Southwest Michigan Tourist Council website. Here's the list of restaurants. Here's the list of things to do. Mm-hmm. We just don't want you to come here for the concert.
Yeah.
We want you to come here and think about this as your new hometown.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
We want you to see yourself as our neighbors and not just as our concert goer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so do you see any of those packages coming together this year? Or is that a future plan?
We're thinking future plans.
Okay.
So each year we want to do something bigger and better.
Okay.
Right. Just to make sure it continues to grow and it's not stale. Right.
Yeah.
We may bring in different genres of music. Right. Just to make sure it stays exciting and to really, make sure our audience gets the feedback that they want as well. So you may see golf coming into the picture. You may see additional concerts, as you talked about earlier. You may see some Christmas concerts come in. It's just, we really want to make this into a full brand and not just one concert.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What else do we need to talk about this morning? Anything else? Did we cover everything?
Buy tickets. Buy tickets. buy tickets.
We've got a couple seconds here. What's your biggest challenge every year that you do this?
Oh, wow. I don't think there is not a challenge, but more so opportunities. Growing sponsorships, right?
Okay.
This doesn't happen without great sponsors.
Correct.
I think that's probably our opportunity area. The challenge, all right, is probably Brian and I finding more and more personal time to actually continue going.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I bet finding the time for it.
Yeah. But, at the end of the day, I can honestly say this. there are no egos between Jerry and I. I mean, we sit down, we talk, we email because he's on the other side of the state, but we're able to get things done and just make it happen.
Yeah.
Because we really love this community. We love what we do, and that was shown throughout the whole senior PJ community concert. Deb O'Connor was able to.
I've got to put a pin in it right there.
Okay.
Because we're going to come back to the radio and wrap this up in like 2 seconds. So hang on.
Got it.
The Pat Moody Studios. This is WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, a product of Midwest Family Marketing and Media. Proudly serving our community. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
If I'm not on the air next hour, you'll know it's because Jerry Price and Brian Joseph took me over. No, for more information, Lake Breeze at Sunset. The concert's coming up on Saturday, July 12th. This year, tickets are already on sale. Check out the website, Lake Breeze at Sunset. Jerry, Brian, thank you for coming in today. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The tariffs coming to...
Okay, and just wrapping up on the video live stream. Hey, thank you all for joining us, and congratulations, Diane, for getting your power back. Laura Martin says, hey, JP, can't wait for the concert.
Hey, Laura.
Yeah, Stephanie says, hey, Jerry. And she says, oh, whatever, Brian. No, she didn't. No, she didn't say that.
I love this.
No. Anything else we need to know? Buy tickets. Buy them now. If you're interested in sponsoring, do that. All the information's at lakebreeze@sunset.com. Thank you, gentlemen. Anything else?
Ken. Thank you for having us. Just come have fun with us.
Okay.
If nothing else, come have a blast with us.
And we have plenty of hotel rooms, too.
Yeah, hotel rooms, plenty to do.
Yeah.
You think about the food, you think about the wineries, you think about the other beverages, etc. It's all right here.
Absolutely.
We love Southwest Michigan. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll come back tomorrow on the video live stream. It's 8 o'clock here. We'll get back to some news and do some more. Our video live stream continues tomorrow here on the WSJM Morning Show.
America is not normal.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court election is taking place today.